Don't you look at me in that tone of
I'm
voice.
just kidding.
All right. So, here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening or watching this. Welcome to the Love Movement Podcast. So, we are your two hosts. I am Steve B.,
I am Betty B.
married couple from New Jersey, and Miami, and Cuba.
I was going to say what?
Yeah, we're from several different places. So we're going to give you guys a little introduction. Obviously, this is episode 1. This is the first time you're hearing this. It may not be the first time you're hearing us. And we'll tell you,
that's true.
Yeah, we'll tell you a little bit why. So, a little bit of background. This is not my first podcast. You guys might know me from a show called A Pod Amongst Men, which I did for a few years. It's still around if you guys want to go check it out, but I'm not really doing any new episodes. We started this recently. I got to tell you, I love the old podcast. I really do. And I love the people I met in the process. I missed podcasting. I love this medium. I love doing this. I love having a studio at our house. Like, all the work I put into this, I love that. I love the creative part of it.
There's something missing here.
Yeah, I know. We were going to, I was going to change this so that it's really officially half of her designs over there.
I'm waiting for that one.
But yeah, I'm having a little problem getting the resolution right on the picture I wanted to put
I
up there.
can wait.
So it'll be, if you guys, I also should say this, even though this is the first episode you guys are hearing, this is not the first episode we've recorded. So you'll notice in the next few episodes, it's still going to look like that. You're still going to see a big picture of Vigo the Carpathian. But anyway, like I was saying, I like podcasting. I missed doing it.
But wait.
Go ahead.
Why we want to do this? Because we're separating. We're like, we have the same space, but
separate
we want...
but equal.
Exactly.
No,
Shut up.
Yeah,
but we want to
have.
He will have his side, and that's things that he likes, and he decorated. And this is my side with things that I love. As you can see, my Cuba is back there, right? So that's why I want this half my thing too, not just Vigo. Vigo does nothing for me.
Yeah.
And what are we gonna have here? It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
I'm not gonna say.
So,
okay,
but I mean, no. I also didn't want to get rid of this because this was a gift from my lovely wife.
I know it looks super cool though.
Yeah, but I made the lights go halfway around for you.
I like
it. Anyway, we do a little bit of background about ourselves. Mm-hmm. So, 36. I'm 36, right?
You're older than me.
Yeah, 36 years old from New Jersey, the great state, the Garden State, and we're a married couple. We have 2 beautiful boys, and
so we're gonna talk about a little bit about our relationships, kids, a little bit of everything.
Fun stuff. We're gonna do some current event stuff too. Get a few segments in the show that hopefully you guys will get used to and come to appreciate.
And we're just gonna say what we think.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're going to keep them kind of short. So these episodes are probably going to be about 40 to 45 minutes every week. Just that way, it's a nice...
It's not too boring.
It's perfect for your daily commute also.
Exactly.
We're not going to go on Rogan style for 3.5 hours and start talking about space
Until we
aliens.
get paid like him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you want to throw a couple sponsorships our way, we'll be happy to entertain those,
Imagine.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Oh, that would be nice.
For Manscaped. Anyway, what about you, Betty? Why don't you tell people a little bit about who you are, where you're from?
No, for real. I'm from Cuba, born and raised in Cuba. I'm not Cuban American. I'm
Cuban.
Cuban, 100%. I came here, not here. I went to Miami when I was 15 years old. Then I was living there when I met him, and he said, "Hey, let's move up to New Jersey." I said, "Oh no, that's not happening," and it ended up happening. That's
your
love
willpower
right there.
Is nothing.
That's love right there, and we're here now. And I have to say, I thought I was gonna regret this, and I didn't. New Jersey is a nice place. It's been kind to me, to my family. Tyler loves the school here. He loves the neighborhood. He loves the friends. It's a completely different vibe than Miami.
Yeah, for sure.
Completely different.
It's a different world down here.
Absolutely. To me, it's like I made it to United States. Because Miami was like an extension of
It's just
Cuba.
North Cuba.
Exactly. The better part of Cuba, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
But here, it was very big change for us. But Tyler was the first one to tell me, "Mama, I like it here. We should stay." I said, "Okay."
Well, I
We're
think
staying.
that culture shock, the culture clash
Mhm.
right there is one of the things that makes our dynamic interesting because we come
Absolutely.
from such drastically different backgrounds.
And I've said it before.
Yeah.
We experience life completely different because of our different upbringings and a different culture.
Yeah. Well,
So
I
I
mean,
think that's a good compliment.
for sure. I would also say I definitely think that being Cuban, living in South Florida, like Miami,
Hmm.
it's a bit of an insulated culture where you're with mostly other Cubans or at least other Hispanic, like whether they're from Venezuela, Colombia,
Hmm.
anything like that. Whereas here, it's a lot more spread out, and even my own family, like I'm kind of a big mix of things,
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Italian and Irish
Hmm.
and black, and like I have
Hmm.
different parts of me, so I'm not just one thing, and I definitely haven't gotten that insulated
But
culture. I mean, definitely more Italian than anything else, but
I think in Miami it's more Cubans than anything.
for sure.
But that introduced me to a lot of things. In Miami, you see a lot of mix of Latinos. You find Argentinians, you find Venezuelans, Colombians, and that was so amazing to me. The different foods,
Yeah.
and I've learned so much from the Latino culture that I didn't know. Living in Cuba, you're completely. It's like a different world. You think that everything is just the same around the world, and when you finally leave Cuba, that's how you learn that, oh my God, there's so many ways of doing things. There's
Mhm.
so many things that I was missing. Toilet paper. You know what I mean? There's so many things. And I've learned a lot about Latinos
Before
in
bef
Miami.
before you move on past it, could you
Mhm.
explain what you mean when by just saying toilet paper? Because people listening, they may not know exactly what that is in reference to.
Okay. In at least the time that I was living in Cuba, toilet paper was not a thing. I know my dad,
They
my
just
mom, they
couldn't get it.
knew
Not that it
exactly.
didn't exist, you
They
couldn't get
know
it.
what it is,
Yeah.
but we couldn't get it. We couldn't afford it. We couldn't get it. And I grew up without toilet paper. The first time I used toilet paper was here and when I got to Miami, and I didn't like it. I remember the first time I went to the bathroom, I called my mom. What is this shitty shit? It doesn't work. It breaks every time I try to use it. Bring me something else, or I have to jump in the shower. This doesn't work. And my mom, I had to learn how to use it. It was a process. I had
He doesn't
to.
know how to use the 3 seashells.
It was so funny to everybody else, and to me it was so frustrating. Like, why are we even using this? This is disgusting. It breaks. And I had to use, like, at the beginning I would use half a roll just in one sitting. It was crazy, and it was rough.
Well, I will
But to
say
me
yeah,
that
go ahead.
was the normal thing.
Yeah.
I thought everybody had the same struggles. I thought that was life, and I didn't miss any of that because I didn't knew
You
any
didn't
of
know
that.
any better.
So I cannot say it was traumatizing to me because I didn't know what it was until I got here.
So as the show goes on, we're gonna get a little more
Hmm.
fuller background, especially in terms of coming from Cuba, living under communism. We're not gonna overload you with that today,
I know.
but we're gonna drop it throughout the show. In fact, actually, one of the topics for today is involving that. Not Cuba, but
Don't
communism.
get me
I know, I
started.
know, I know.
I can go on and on and on and on. Say no to communism. Say no to socialism. Whoever tells you that socialism and communism is not the same thing, they're wrong. Just, yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right. So yeah, what
I'm
as
traumatized. Okay, I'm sorry.
you're a little traumatized.
I am, and you
And it's
know it.
understandable. Uh, so with the show, like I said, we're going to talk about
Hmm.
relationship issues. We're going to talk about marriage, parenthood, having kids, sex, life, rock and roll, drugs, everything. And like I said, it's going to be broken up into segments. So we have our little introduction here. You guys get an idea of what
Hmm.
we're about. Very vague, but keep listening, and the picture will fill out. The pieces will start coming together.
It's gonna start making sense.
Yeah. So our first segment is called Chismesito Time. Baby, could you explain to the lovely viewers and listeners what chismesito is?
Chisme is gossip, right? Am I
In
translating that
Spanish,
right?
correct.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so for us, chisme, everybody enjoys a little chismecito.
But baby, you
Chisme
said
is
chisme.
gossip. Chismecito is a small chisme. Am I saying that
Yes.
right? Making sense? Okay. So chismecito is when you're sitting down with friends having a coffee. There's always chismecito time. And sometimes I will call up my friends and say, "How are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my god, I need some chisme time." That means we just need to sit down and talk about life and things, and that is so relaxing. And I think we call it like that, but every culture has that, right?
Yeah,
I'm
I mean
sure
everybody has that,
girls have their
especially
wine in English and have their chismecito in English as well, right?
yeah, it's
So we have
wine
it.
o'clock, stuff
Exactly.
like that.
We do it
Even
with wine or coffee or whatever, but we always have our chismecito
and
time.
even guys have that, whether coffee and cigarettes over a beer at the bar, something like that. Everybody has that time where you just
You guys enjoy
even
the chismecito
even
too?
at my job at work, we have our coffee break at 9 o'clock, and that's everybody's sitting around. Whether he's sitting on a bucket or a stack
Hmm.
of sheetrock or something, drinking coffee, eating a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. You're just talking about whatever the frig is going on. They
Exactly.
even a pot amongst men. The tagline of the show is "Coffee Break Conversations for the 21st Century." That's a fun time. That's great,
Hmm.
and this is kind of to
So
recreate
we're
that.
gonna have our own chismecito time here with you
And
guys.
during this segment, we're going to talk about usually current event kind of stuff, any
And
headlines,
however we see
trending
the thing,
topics.
right?
Yeah, and just our opinions or give our takes. So they're going to be maybe a couple of them will be hot takes, a couple of them will be uneducated takes. It doesn't matter. They're our takes, and you guys are going to be forced to listen to them for as long as you endure this show.
And sometimes I realize that when it's chismecito time, I find myself judging. And I
Mm,
hate judging. So I'm working on that. So bear with me.
well, let's get into it. So this week,
For our chismecito time, what do
there
we have?
there was a headline in the New York Times, and it's an opinion section, but
Hmm.
China, the country of China, they have officially banned all cryptocurrency. Excuse me. They've banned the Marvel movie Shang-Chi, which we just saw, which was tremendous, by the
Why?
way. I'm
That's
not done.
an amazing
I'm not
movie.
done. They've banned any media portrayals of effeminate men or sissy idols, I believe was one of the translations. They've also limited the use of social media apps. Like in China, they're one of the apps they have, which is similar to TikTok. It's called Douyin, I believe it's pronounced. They've limited anybody under 14 is limited to 40 minutes a day, no more. And video games for kids are limited to 1 hour a day for weekdays and public holidays.
Oh, my house is a China house,
Yeah.
a Chinese house.
But obviously the whole thought behind this is that's the Chinese Communist government and Xi
Hmm.
Jinping, the leader of China. He's very uh
Strict.
I what's the word I'm looking for? Very strongly trying to control all aspects of the Chinese government, the Chinese culture, Chinese economy, all these things, which is these methods are common for a communist country. Which we told you we're going to get into it. Uh, what do you think? What do you think about hearing that? Do you think that's a sign of strength or a sign of weakness?
Don't you love my face
I do. I
expressions?
love it.
Facial expressions.
If you're not watching at home, she just kind of
This
slowly cocked her head to the side and had it look like she just smelled a fart.
is sounds so familiar to me
Yeah.
because I this just takes me back really fast to my childhood. We had 30 minutes of cartoons. That's the only thing we had
How
in the
often?
entire day. From Monday to Friday, we had 30 minutes cartoon, and that was it.
In the
From
morning.
6, no, in the afternoon.
Okay.
From 6 to 6:30.
Every
That
day.
was only cartoons. It was called Los Muñequitos,
Mhm.
cartoons. So every time at 6, I would run to the TV, and that was it. Don't bother me. Don't talk to me. This is my time. Los Muñequitos. But it's only 30 minutes. Then it goes to another thing, to another thing. And the last thing that you will watch. So TV will start at 6 for kids, and it will end up at 10 with the novela,
Mhm.
which is from 9 to 10. That was the only TV time we had Monday through Friday. Saturdays they had a movies that it will be around I will say afternoon. It will be around 1 p.m. They will
What kind of
play a movie. This type of movie is not a cartoon. So it's not for
but I'm
kids,
saying is it
little
stuff that
kids.
like the government approved and
Yeah, everything has to be approved by the government, of
Mhm.
course. So they will choose a movie and that was it.
So you guys weren't watching Red Dawn clearly.
And on Sundays, that was the only time that we have cartoons during the day. It
Okay.
was at 10, one movie until 11. That
Mhm.
was it for us. Every time they would choose a movie that it was not cartoons, that would destroy my Sunday. I would get so upset. But that was it. We were allowed only those times for
Mhm.
TV. To me, that is crazy. Is the I don't understand the thought behind it. Why would
Well, it's
you
trying to control
restrict
the
people
culture.
so much?
They're trying to control the culture. I mean, look, they banned any things that they deem to be effeminate versions of men.
They're controlling whatever you consume.
Yeah,
This is what we want for you, and that's it.
and obviously in the world we live in today with social media and the internet, it's getting harder and harder to actually control those things because there's so many other ways for
And
information to get in and out.
that's why it's so crazy to me every time I hear someone here in social media saying, "Oh, there's no freedom for us. Where's our freedom of speech? What is our
Yeah.
freedom?" Like I feel like really so upset when I see that you don't even know what you're talking about. But then again, that's freedom, right?
Mm, that's true. Freedom to complain.
I know.
So anybody who's, soft
So messed
pedaling
up.
China and communism and Cuba and all that stuff, just do your research a little. Talk to people.
But
Whoa! Hit
what
the
just
table. I
happened?
hit the table. I was trying to adjust my butt.
Earthquake. No.
Yeah. All right. Next topic. Uh, for anybody listening, the Gabby Petito
Oh
saga.
my God.
This girl, I guess she had something of a social media following or something, but
She was
all over
trying.
social media. I mean,
Mhm.
listen, let me just put this out there first. It's very sad, the whole story. It's very sad.
It's
It's
horrible.
terrible. But here's my question. Like, we've been seeing this, we've been getting inundated with all these updates about, her and her boyfriend who now, like, her death has been ruled a homicide. But why are they making such a big deal about this case? There's so many cases out there of people that have gone missing or that have been
But
murdered
they
and
don't
stuff.
get this exposure.
But yeah, why? Why this
Because
one?
I believe, okay,
Why this particular white
okay.
girl?
Hmm? If she was black, I think they were doing the same thing.
I
It's just the exposure they got. And let me explain
Okay,
my
okay, go ahead.
point of view. The thing is that she wants to be a blogger.
Mhm.
She quit her job and she wanted to travel the US with a band and just blog about these things and all of that. She had an Instagram account with followers. So she's posting things. He Everything caught the attention. I think they got the exposure because of this police camp situation.
Oh yeah, they had some kind
I
of domestic
believe
disturbance thing. They got caught on
ex-
police footage.
exactly. I believe that if
Her and
this
her was a fiance.
that's
This
what
guy
they're
whose name
saying.
is Laundry.
Hmm. They're very. That's not his name. His
That's
last
his
name.
last name.
Hmm.
The search continues for Dirty Brian Laundry.
That's what they're saying. Dirty laundry.
Are they really saying that?
Yeah, for real.
Oh
I
wow.
heard that. Not in the news, but I heard it in some
See,
Instagram
I haven't actually
accounts.
been following it. I've just been noticing that my timeline is just full of all these news
Mine
articles
too.
about it.
The thing is that this being out there, people wanted to see what happened. Like, how is this guy's in a dispute? He was slapping her and nothing was done. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? This could have been avoided. And that's why I guess it brought all this attention. But if it were to happen to Latinos
Move
or
this over that way.
right here,
No, like bend it in.
I can't
That's fine.
like that.
Just like that. Pick it up. There you go. You good?
I forgot what I was saying.
You saying something about Latinos? Like
Isn't this too low?
it may be.
This is not working. This?
No, just that's fine right there. Just make sure when you talk, like I know you're looking
Right
at me,
there.
but talk into the mic.
Right here?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll cut that out.
Perfect. Thank you. All of that. I think the police cam, brought the attention to them because how is this happening? So he was hitting her, slapping her, something like that, and nothing was done.
Hmm.
Like they was just separated that night, and that was it. People are saying that it should have been more, like more follow up to them, something, and maybe this entire thing could have been avoided.
Yeah,
You
and I
know what
guess
I
plus
mean?
she had a big social media footprint because she had
Exactly.
been like documenting the whole trip.
Everything. And I guess that puts them in the spotlight. If this would have happened to a black couple or Hispanic couple, I think it would have happened the same thing. Things that falls through the cracks or things that we don't hear about are those things that don't get the exposure.
Hmm.
Maybe they're not a thing in Instagram. Maybe they don't have as many followers. Maybe nothing happened with the police, things like that. People tend to, I don't know, linger to things because of this could have been avoided. Look what happened. And they go back to the video and they slow down the video to looking for signals. They're
Mm-hmm.
saying that she was doing a hand signal that means 911.
Yeah.
And they're now reading into all this. And that's because they have things to gather and to investigate. They want to give their theory. In other cases, they don't hear about anything. Oh,
Yeah.
this one is dead. That's it. Moving on. But they don't have the
But
story to make up stories.
here's my thing is I feel like it was a story that was just kind of like foisted on us by the media. Like they just said,
Mm.
"Oh, this is a big story," and everybody was like, "Is it?" Like, oh, like I don't. It's
The
like
I
who
don't know.
is people
The first
clamoring for
thing
information about this?
I
Or like that's the thing. I don't get it, and I feel bad
let me
saying like I don't care.
let
Like
me my thought about all of this is that a lot of people want to feel like they're investigating the
yeah,
case on their
everybody wants to
own.
feel like they're the team from Don't Fuck with Cats.
Exactly.
They all want to be
And
like
they're
internet
the
sleuths.
ones that are doing their own investigation. They're
Hmm.
coming up with their own theories. And then people follow them for the recent updates
Yeah.
and things that they're coming out with just their imagination. Oh, I like this theory. So they're following this and they're sharing it. And then you're seeing it. And they all want to be the investigators in this case. And it's because they have a lot of information in this particular case because all the exposure
Hmm.
in social media and all of this.
They all want to be Michelle McNamara.
Exactly. But if we go back to so and so, just a dead body, and they don't have anything to make up stories, what are they going to say?
Mm.
How are they going to make this all investigation about themselves?
Mm.
They don't have any leads or anything. I
I
think
don't know.
it's just
Yeah,
them trying to get the private investigator title.
I'm just struck by the amount of coverage there
That's
is.
true.
But all right,
But
let's
it's
not.
really sad.
It's sad. I don't know.
I
Let's.
hope this entire thing gets cleared up.
Boy, I tell you what. For the first episode, these two topics were kind of bummers.
Yeah,
Man.
that's you chose wrong.
Yeah, this is not. I mean,
Sorry, guys.
poor choice on my part, but sorry.
Something more light
Yeah,
would
okay.
have been better.
So that's enough chismesito.
Yeah, enough.
So the main topic is the next segment, and for today, I actually have a couple which we can get into.
We have to make it
So
fast then.
no, it doesn't have to be fast. We got time.
Oh, we do? Okay, go.
So the main topic is usually the relationship part, where I ask a question, involving a relationship or some kind of like marriage, love type
Mhm.
topic kind of thing. So the first question for today, you ready? I mean, are you ready?
I am.
Okay. What's the best way for your partner to decline sex?
There's no best way. There's not good way. If you
Uh,
decline, there's something going on. I'm gonna get upset, and I feel bad about myself. And this is so wrong.
So this
I said it. I
this
said what I said.
this is an interesting topic because with this one, it's like, okay, so say I propose, hey baby, what do you say tonight we fool around? No, I don't want to. Like I'm not in the mood. I'm tired.
I've never said that, by the way. Don't give me that.
You can see my face.
I've never said that.
Notice the look of haughty derision on my face.
I don't remember saying that.
I know, because you were too tired.
I've never said I'm too tired. I've never. I don't know. It's weird.
But this is okay. Here's the thing. What do you do? Because sometimes you just might not be in the mood.
But
And
you
that's
always have to be in the mood. If not, something is going on because guys are completely different from us.
Wait a minute. Apparently, you never heard of the women's lib movement, baby.
Baby, all I can tell you is when a guy is declining sex, something is off.
Do you really believe that?
Yes, I do. So you better not decline sex ever, ever, ever. If not, there's going to be a follow-up questions. There's going to be a therapy session schedule. There's going to be a lot of things going on.
Well, that's the other thing that gets into is how often does it fall on me to either agree to or decline sex? Usually,
What do you mean? I don't get it.
usually it's the guy initiating. So the woman
What
gets the
relationship is
choice.
that? Not always. Let me tell you.
Not always, but
It's
usually.
Okay.
I would say definitely at least an 80-20 ratio.
You are talking about what? Us? Are you exposing us like that?
I would think that's most couples.
Good Lord.
Am I
I
off
was
base?
not ready for this. Lordy
You
Lord, I
told
was
me
frozen.
to just throw them
No,
out there. You didn't want to
yeah,
be prepared.
it's okay. What was the question?
But do you think that
What's the question?
that's not normal? Like, how often is it? Like, how often should it be the man initiating sex as opposed to the woman?
Should it be? I think it's. Uh, I don't. I don't. I
I
don't feel.
about blew your
I'm like,
balls off
what?
on this one.
I don't feel like there's a right way or wrong way to do things.
Okay.
I think it's just how you feel like it. If you feel like you want to have sex and you just want to approach your spouse, go ahead for it. It's not like, okay, he did it last time, I have to do it this time. Or it's been 3 times that I do it, I have to wait this time. No, we shouldn't play those rules.
hmm
It's go with the flow and whatever you feel is right.
But
You know?
what if it's like you're the one always initiating it? Like,
I don't
doesn't it get to a point where you feel like, all right, am I the only one who wants this?
I understand how someone can feel like that.
hmm
I'm thinking.
So, but listen,
How would I feel if I'm always constantly looking for you when you're not doing it?
let me
That
give you
will
an
make me
example.
feel bad, absolutely. And I will
Me
feel
first.
insecure and I will think that you don't like it and
hmm
I will think that you don't desire me and that will bring a lot of
So
questioning.
me as a man,
How
and
do you feel?
I can't speak for every other guy out there. I can only speak for myself.
Mhm.
But personally, if I'm the one who constantly is always time and time again having to initiate sex, and it
Mhm.
makes me feel like I'm the only one who wants it.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And that's not a good feeling because then you
Of
start
course.
thinking, it's like, all right, geez, am I bad at this? Like,
Does she like
yeah,
she's into
am
me?
I that gross? Have I let
Of
myself
course.
go that much? Like,
Of course. I
you start
understand.
thinking all these things. And
Mhm.
if the other person isn't going to reciprocate, then that leads to feelings of insecurity and all other things.
But that's what I feel like there has to be communication
hmm
because the other person may not know that you're feeling this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe they don't know, oh, she's feeling like this or that. Maybe you just get caught up with life and you don't realize that you're letting that part of you go
hmm
and not, okay, I have to make time for me and for my spouse. I need to make time for us. And if I'm not doing that, this could happen. He could feel neglected. He could feel this and that. Sometimes we don't have that like first in our mind. And that's where I feel is a lot of issues with parents.
Yeah, definitely. Having
When you have
kids,
kids that
it messes
have,
up the sex life.
and not only that, the relationship takes like the back seat.
Yeah, you become
And
parents before your
and
spouses.
that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I remember thinking of this like that cannot happen. You need to really be there 100% and make sure you don't leave your relationship take the back seat. I've talked to my friends about it. I remember telling my best friend, listen, when she got pregnant, it's going to be tough. Just make sure you don't leave your relationship take the back seat
hmm
because kids are going to grow up. Kids are going to have their own life. They're going to leave you. And by that time, you're not going to have, you're going to look at your spouse and you're going to feel so disconnected
Yeah.
that what's going to keep you guys together? You know what I mean? You
hmm
don't want to do that in the meantime. You want to make sure you have time to go on dates. You want to make sure to have the time to connect.
Yeah,
Not
keep that
only
vagina in the game.
physically connecting. You know
Of
what I
no,
mean?
of course.
You need to make an effort. But let me tell you something. Sometimes it's not even the mom. Sometimes the mom wants to make the time. Like, okay, let's plan this. Let's go on a date and let's leave the kid with our parents. And then it's the guy saying, "Ay, but I feel bad leaving our son.
Yeah, that
Let's
happens
just bring
too.
him along.
That
Let's
happens
just
too.
go." And so the mom is trying, but the dad is the one not wanting or not picking up the the tip.
So now
You know what I
here's
mean?
a great follow-up to that. How direct should you be in those
But
in your
I,
communication? Hey,
but I'm
let
not
me.
done with this.
Ay,
The thing
Jesus
is that,
Christ.
but this is the thing.
Okay.
You're trying as the mom to make the time for us.
hmm
We have that guilt of leaving the kid behind,
The same.
right?
Yeah.
But then you're telling me, no, we should bring him. Then that guilt comes right back. Oh my God, I'm being terrible. I shouldn't be wanting time alone when we have a kid. So
hmm
you not only are canceling our own time, our couple's time, but you're making me feel even worse.
What is this? You? I didn't do anything.
I'm saying,
You're pointing
as an
very
example,
aggressively at me.
It's an example. You're making me
I
feel,
feel attacked.
you're making me feel worse about myself.
Baby, I'm not making you feel that way.
Hi, baby, serious.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm talking about an example. So it's the guy then making feel the wife bad about the entire thing. So next time she's not gonna bring it up.
That's true. If
So
you decline enough times, then people are going to stop asking.
mhm.
So now here is what my follow up was. How direct should you be? Like, say you're, a husband or wife, and you're trying to plan something. It's like, hey, let's go out, have a nice date night. The kid can stay with their grandparents, and it could be you and me. We'll go out and we'll have a nice night. And like maybe your spouse is like, oh, I don't know, I kind of feel bad about leaving him at home, without us. And then what do you say? Well, baby, like, should you straight up say, he's like, well, I was hoping we could, have some alone time and have sex tonight. Like, how
I
direct can you be before? Is there a point where it kind of loses its allure? Then it's like, all right, well, geez, when you say it like that, now it doesn't become like
okay.
romantic anymore. You know what I mean?
I try to be. I feel you correct me if I'm wrong. I try to be as direct as possible.
Okay.
I tell you, we need time alone. We need some bonding time. We need,
Mm,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Now,
Well,
if I
cute
tell you
ways of saying it.
exactly, but you need to be straightforward.
Yeah.
Now, if I give you this idea of going on date night and you turn me down, like I don't feel good leaving him or not today, maybe we can do it some other time. There's more times. To me, but this is me. I'm
Yeah.
very complejista when it comes to that.
What does that mean?
I have a complex. Like
Okay.
I don't like that. To me,
Mhm.
that's shutting me down. Then number one, you bring all my guilt back. Makes me feel like you don't want this connecting as much as I want to. Like you're getting cold and
Mhm.
dry. And that makes my mind starts wondering what's
Mm.
happening. Are you not that into me? Why are you so worried about not this? Oh, we cannot live. It's with our parents. It's not with a babysitter that we
Yeah.
don't know. You should feel good about it. And we're leaving him sleeping. Why not? But you're shutting me down. It's really hard for me to bring it up again.
Mm.
Now it's completely up to you. Now, this thing has to be communicated? Yes. Because if I just shut down and leave it up to you and it never comes to your mind again, or you don't really, you didn't read the signal that I was sending, this can go really, really bad. Then when is it gonna be our date night? Date night. There's not gonna be a date night. When are we gonna have quality time? Because a quickie, yeah, it can happen during the week because we need that quickie, we need that moment.
Yeah, but
But
that's
we
not.
need some quality time.
Yeah,
We need some bonding time.
you can't live off crackers and cheese alone.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you're not bringing it up, then that makes that relationship go in a flat.
Yeah, and then it's easy to
That
get
needs to
into
be
a rut.
communicated.
It's easy for a lot of people to get into a rut, especially when you have your weekly routine, the daily grind, all that shit. The kids got to go to school, you got to come back, got to do homework, got to make dinner, got to wash the baby. Yeah.
I feel when the couple goes to that cold spot, it's really hard to bring it back from there.
But I think you're right that the only way to pull out of that is to have open communication, just to talk
Mhm.
about it, to have the presence of mind to say, listen, things have been off.
And saying, this is not cool. You need to want alone time with me.
And
If you're shutting down alone time, this makes me feel this and this and this and this.
Mhm.
The kid is going to be taken care of.
And I think that anybody who says that sex is not an important part of the relationship is full of shit.
Of course. There is no marriage without sex.
And I get,
Then what you get is just a roommate.
yeah, and I get that there's some people who maybe do it at different frequencies than others. You don't have to
Baby,
have sex every day. But
you need to have it at least every week. At least every week. I
yeah,
would say at least twice a week to
really?
be strong connection.
Okay. And you think
So
that
we're
that's
falling behind, baby.
you think that oh
Mm.
we got like we got kids.
But
Hey,
we're trying. I think we're trying. We just had a kid. What 5 months
yeah,
ago?
in April
And I think we have been very good at that.
we've been good.
Especially I had a C-section
Hmm.
that took time. I think we've been very aware and been trying to connect and
Hmm.
stay connected. And I think we have been doing a good job
Yeah,
on that.
and I
Right?
mean, listen, and like we said, the quickies they'll get you through, an evening, but
Hmm.
you can't be everything.
Of course not.
And like you need to have
Your time.
yeah, like you can't be trying to like have like spy sex where you have to do it super quietly
I
so
know.
you don't die. You
Or
know what I
you
mean?
hear something,
Yeah.
they're coming, the kids are coming. Just hurry up. Like, oh my God,
You
that's
can't
such
do
a
that
turn
every
off.
time.
Of
Yeah.
course.
It's not the same.
But we talked about this
Mhm.
and we said we have to have once a month a good date night, meaning we're staying at a hotel for a night once a month. So that time we take the time to go for a good dinner, to
Mhm.
connect, to really talk, to really spend time with each other, to connect in all levels. And I think that is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Now, at home, we try to make our time, but it's not that quality of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's very important at least twice a week.
That's true. I mean,
Sex.
and this is one of those things where people talk about how a relationship is work, and on the outside you think like, all right, I've heard it a million times,
Mm-hmm.
but this is where the rubber meets the road, where you really
Mm-hmm.
see what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Where this is the work. This is you wake up every day. You have to make the choice to put in the energy to make these things work, because otherwise they start to wilt and they go away. Like feelings don't stay the same
If you don't
forever.
work on that,
Exactly.
a kiss, just like a peck on the lips, like if every day is like that and just that,
Then it just means nothing after a
and
while.
you need that big kiss, you need that
Yeah, you need a
passionate,
good you need a
that
10-second
hug.
Frencher.
Yes, that hug, that feeling. I don't know. You need that every day. A good kiss every day.
Yeah.
Just taking the time. Think about it. There are times or there are days that if you think about it, you just haven't kissed, like real kissed your
Mhm.
husband or your wife. You need that time every day for a good kiss, a big hug, some cuddling.
Mhm.
That keeps you alive
It does.
and in love.
And again, we understand that life has a tendency to get in
Mhm.
the way of those things.
But you have to make the
And
time.
that's the work. That's what relationships or work means.
And let me tell you something. Everybody from my culture, there you have to put kids first, then you, then your spouse. From my experience, I don't think that's how it works. You have to put your marriage first, then your kids. Because if your marriage is a happy marriage, there's love in that marriage, your kids are going to be happier. They're going to feel it.
Mm.
You're setting a good example for them.
It's a trickle down effect.
But if you put them first, you're going to end up forgetting about each other.
It's like Reaganomics for
And
love.
then yes, and then you stay married, but you're not a couple. You're
Yeah.
living with your roommate.
And
I've seen it
who
very
hasn't
close.
seen it? Who hasn't seen it? We've all
And
seen it.
then they end up being good roommates,
Yeah.
but just roommates. You want to live like that? I think we need love. We need passion in our life.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
want to end up with my roommate.
No.
I want to be in love with you. And sometimes it requires extra work to
Mhm.
stay in love.
Sometimes
Sometimes comes easy.
yeah. Comes easy today. You
I know.
look hot, babe.
I love you.
I love you. All right. Since that's the main topic, I do have another one I want to throw in just so we can fill up a few more minutes. And this is a little more of a fun one.
Uh-huh.
Is there a memory that you have of me that always makes you laugh? And this is a question for both of us.
You should. You first. Go.
Me first. Okay. So my memory is when we lived at our old house 2 streets away. And we were trying to sell the house. So one of the things we had to do, I had to paint one side of the house because like the paint, it was like aluminum siding and the paint was all like peeling
I
off. And
remember.
it had been like that since I bought the motherfucker. But yeah, finally we decided, oh, we're selling it now. I should paint it to make it look good for potential buyers. So I'm up on the ladder and I'm painting the one side of the house, and there's a window on the second floor that's right in front of where the washer dryer was. So I'm up on the ladder painting, and I'm right by the window, and I see Betty. She's in there doing laundry, and she doesn't realize that I'm on the ladder right outside the window, and the window's open. But because one of the machines is going, she doesn't hear me. She's just doing her thing. And I get real close to the window. I said, this is going to be perfect. And I got real close. And I might have told the story in the other podcast, but I'm going to tell it anyway. And I just went, Batika. I tried to do like the most like weird, creepy, demonic voice. And she got one of those like scared where
You
your
get
whole body
upset.
tenses up. Like, like your asshole locks up on you like that. She got so mad.
I was so upset because you really, really got me. I thought I was dead. That's someone that is gonna kill me right now, and I'm dead. That was very scary
That
for
was
me.
funny. That
I
was
wanted to push
fantastic.
the ladder, go poof.
You wanted to kill me.
No, but you have to be careful. That's a reaction.
I don't know. You're the one who's constantly jumping up behind the friggin'
Okay,
door when I
this
walk in
one
from work now.
is about a jump scare, but this
So
is
these are all
something you planned. And it was very funny, and I still laugh at this.
okay.
And I had it recorded in the old house.
Okay.
My mom is in the shower with Tyler. Like, she came in the shower to help him get out of the shower and dry him off. And you told me, let's scare your mom because she has the funniest reactions. So we go up. You go to one side of the door, and I go to the other side of the door. You're recording, right? Or I was
You were recording.
recording.
I was hiding behind the door.
So we're in each side of the door. My mom is inside with Tyler, and I go. I jumped and scare her. When she's coming out of the bathroom, I scare her in one side, like, ah! And you scare her in the other side.
So she got like the old 1-2 punch.
And her reaction is so funny. I have the video. She went like, she almost fall. It was the funniest thing ever. And it was all your idea. You're the bad one here. And it was so funny. And I still have that recorded. And Tyler was cracking up in the background.
And meanwhile, Tyler is naked drying off.
Jumping.
I had to put like the black bar across his wiener.
That was very funny.
That was funny.
I
All right.
know.
All right. So that's it for our main topics for today. Now, the last segment, this is what we're going to end the show with every week. This one is called Dame la luz. So in Spanish, Dame la luz translates into give me the light.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
how we use it. I'm gonna explain how we use it.
What the fuck does that mean?
For example, let's say I see you when you're wearing a nice hoodie, and I
Thank
tell you,
you.
"Oh my God, I love your hoodie. It's so cute. Where did you get it? Give me
Oshkosh
the luz.
bagosh, half off.
Give me the luz. Dame la luz. Significa dame la luz. Ilumíname. Tell me, where did you get it? Guide me. Show
Enlighten me.
me. Exactly.
And light in me.
Exactly. So
this is where
we're gonna call it Dame la Luz, and we're gonna give you guys la luz and good things, good shows,
recommendations.
our recommendation,
A
of
show
good
to watch, a
things.
place to eat, a song to listen to, a band to listen to, something to check out, something that we like. Doesn't have to be current. It could be old. It could be something that, was like, hey, you know what? I was listening to this. I haven't listened to these guys in a decade.
And
You
they're
should
good.
check it out. So that's what this segment is. It's just our recommendations for you.
So Dame la Luz.
You want me to do? Okay. So my recommendation for today is a band, a musical group. It's called Duran Jones and the Indications.
I don't know them.
So you know them if I play them. They just came out with a new album about maybe a month ago. It's called Private Space. They're like they have a real retro kind of vibe, like old school kind of soul. This one, a couple of songs even have almost a disco type of vibe to it. But it's just like a band, and they do like more like soul music, like R&B, and it has an old school vibe to it. I really like it. And if you guys want, check it out on Spotify or YouTube, wherever you get your music. A couple songs I would recommend. First,
What genre?
I just said it was like an old school, like R&B, like soul.
Old school R&B.
So
I like that.
I'm gonna recommend a couple songs. So the first song I recommend is called "Sea Gets Hotter," like the sea gets hotter.
Can you sing? I'm just kidding.
I'm not gonna poison your eardrums with my singing. So I recommend the song "Sea Gets Hotter." Sea Gets Hotter. That's off their previous album. Off their newest album, Private Space, is a song called "Reach Out," which I really love. A real cool guitar sound in it, but it's a soul song, and like a more disco song off the new album is called "With You," like with you, but with you,
Which one?
with you.
Which one?
It's a real dancey kind of vibe to it. But that's my recommendation. Duran Jones and the Indications.
I like it.
Thank
I
you.
have mine. It's a place to eat.
What is it?
I love eating. Mercado Little Spain.
Okay.
Okay, so this place is by Chef Jose Andres, and it's delicious.
Where
they
is it?
have great tapas. It's in Hudson Yards in New York.
Hudson Yards, New York City. If anybody in the tri-state area, check this out. Hudson Yards is right, or like Hell's Kitchen area.
They have amazing tapas, pan con tomate, paella, tortilla española. Delicious. Everything. They have everything and anything. Oh, sangria, magically delicious croquetas, shrimp scampi, just crazy bananas delicious. We went to Madrid and
Mm-hmm.
they have a bunch of mercados like this. It's a place that they sell a bunch of tapas and it was really delicious. This place looks amazing. It's really comfy, it's nice, and just check it out.
All right, that's a good one. We have to have a date night there.
La la la.
All right, so that's going to be it for our first episode. Everybody listening and watching, we want to thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you,
Hope you guys
guys.
tune back in for the next episode.
Hope you guys enjoyed it and you follow us.
Yeah, make sure you guys follow us. We're on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle is at Love Movement Pod.
It will be nice to see some comments of things you like to talk about or suggestions or questions, and then we can say what we think
Yeah,
and our point of view or whatever.
Ask a question. We'll shout you out on the show. We're very big into listener and audience support. So, put your name in the hat. I'd love to have you
Right? That would
have
be
a
nice.
question.
I
Go ahead.
No negative comments. I don't deal well with criticism and hate. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, so that's all, folks.
That's it. So make sure you guys, if you're listening, obviously you can listen wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's Apple Podcasts or iTunes, Amazon Podcasts and Audible, Spotify, Stitcher, no, not on SoundCloud. We're on iHeartRadio, all these other podcast apps. Wherever you get your podcast, you're going to find us there. And if you're going to watch, we're on YouTube, our channel, the Love Movement Podcast. Just make sure you guys like and subscribe. You guys know how this stuff works. Hit the subscribe button. Just help us get our numbers up and tell a friend, share it. Post it. Just share a post on Instagram or Facebook or something like that. We're there. Doesn't take much. Just
I know that would be nice if we get a bunch of followers.
it'd be great.
And we're interacting with people. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Anyways, I love you, baby.
I love you more. And that's it. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Yeah.